gals, Mama Bear here with a daily dash of life. If you're new to my channel, I'd like to send you a very big welcome. And if you're one of my 12-gallon cup drinkers, welcome back. Papa Bear used to like some wings from his hometown, so we decided to come up with a recipe that was inspired by that recipe. In this video, I will be showing you how I fry my wings, and I will be making two different sauces. The sauce that I was just mentioning, and then a sauce that I always made beforehand, before I even knew about Poppa sauce. So for Poppa sauce, you will need anywhere between 2.5 to 3 pounds of your wings or your drumettes raw. You will also need 2 to 4 24-ounce bottles of peanut oil. I will be using 48 ounces of peanut oil. You can use any frying oil that you like, but I prefer the peanut oil. You will also be using one 23-ounce bottle of Frank's Red Hot Sauce for this sauce. One 14-ounce bottle of unsalted ketchup. Now, I prefer to use the unsalted ketchup because there's so much sodium in the hot sauce already that I don't want to overdo it on the salty flavor or the sodium that you intake. You will also need 2 tablespoons of honey. Now, I like mine not so sweet. Papa likes his really sweet, so we compromised and settled on 2 tablespoons. Now, if you prefer yours to be sweeter, then go ahead and add 1 tablespoon at a time until you reach your desired sweetness. For Mama Bear sauce, I will be using the same amount of wings, which will be 2.5 to 3 pounds. I will also be using 1 tablespoon of unsalted butter and 1 16-ounce bottle of Red Devil hot sauce. Like always, when I do my frying, I will be using my Dutch oven, and I will only be filling my Dutch oven halfway up. So that only takes 48 ounces of peanut oil for me. I'm only filling halfway because if I fill any more than that, when I'm frying, the oil splashes out, and that is especially dangerous for anyone who has a gas stove. Now, you need to set your stove at a medium to medium low setting, just depending on the stovetop you're using, depending on the pot that you're using. I'm using a Dutch oven, and I'm also on an electric stove, so I'm gonna set my stove at a 4 out of 10. I like to allow my oil to gradually heat, so I make sure I give it a good amount of time to do so. I find that when I try to heat the oil too quickly by setting the heat too high, not only does the oil burn, but the wings burn on the outside before the inside is fully cooked. And the burned oil taste is not good. Lots of people swear by using a thermometer, but anytime I've set the oil to the suggested temperature, it burns the wings. So far, my way of doing things has worked perfectly for me every time. I always use the raw wings, but you can totally use the frozen ones as long as you thaw them completely before you try to cook them. If you try to put the frozen chicken into the hot oil, the oil will splash violently, and that won't be a good idea. You could burn yourself, and not only that, but the chicken will cook again. The chicken will cook on the outside before the inside has a chance to cook. You don't want that to happen. You don't want anything to be uneven. You really want to try to get everything cooking as evenly as possible. So even though I'm using raw chicken, I get the chicken out of the refrigerator at least 20 to 30 minutes before I even intend on cooking it. I cook the meat at room temperature because the chicken cooks evenly and fewer of the juices leak out. But keep in mind, you don't want to leave the chicken out too long at room temperature. I've been able to put 6 to 8 wings in my pot without it affecting the cook time, but do what works for you depending on the size of your pot. At 15 minutes, the wings are completely cooked, but depending on how crispy you want the skin will depend on how long you continue to fry your wings. At 20 minutes, the wings are tender and juicy on the inside and soft with a slight crisp on the edges. At 25 minutes, your skin will be crispier through and not just along the edges. At 30 minutes, you have a really good crunchy, crispy skin going on, but it's still tender and juicy on the inside. Or at 35 minutes, it's crunchy and crispy on the outside and beginning to get crunchy and crispy on the inside as well. I prefer mine anywhere between 15 and 25 minutes, where Poppa prefers his anywhere between 25 and 30. And I really appreciate making them at home because I find that when I go somewhere else, you know, they have Wingstop and Wings and More and all these hot wing places, they tend to overcook them where I feel like I'm getting cheated on the meat on the inside and everything's just tiny. So I just really feel cheated when I go out somewhere to get my wings. Once you get the wings out of the oil to dry on the rack, just keep in mind that as they're sitting there, they're gonna continue to crisp up even more. And it almost seems like the longer you wait to start eating, if you can, then the crispier the skin gets. The sauce that I like is hot from the first bite, where Poppa's sauce is misleading because his is sweet, so it masks that initial heat, and then you keep eating and eating, and then that heat is just building and building, and before you know it, your mouth is burning. So make sure that you keep the milk close for both, or a piece of bread, a slice of bread. While your wings are draining, go ahead and ladle some sauce, some of Poppa's sauce, into a pot that has a lid on it, because you're gonna dump those wings into the sauce once the sauce is hot, and then you're going to be tossing them in until all the wings are fully coated. For my sauce, you'll need to add the butter to the pot and let it melt down, then add the hot sauce to the pot and let that heat up. Then you just toss your wings around in them until those are fully coated as well. It's about to go down. I could just smell that heat. Whew. Here we go.
Such a good flavor. Tender and juicy on the inside. Spicy and crispy on the outside. I could eat these all day. Can't let any of that good sauce go to waste. And that, my friends, is how you lick a bone clean. My favorite, the wings. That is cooked to perfection. That sauce is perfection. I'm eating these way too fast. I'm gonna end up burping. I feel the heat coming. That is a good wing. Oops, a daisy. Whew. If you don't have milk, use a slice of bread to help cool your tongue down, or some mashed potatoes. Not overcooked, not dry. Works every time. I'm a mess. So worth it. And believe it or not, sometimes they even get better when they've been in the refrigerator. Because that sauce really sticks on to the wing really well. And I got some ranch to dip it in. But I don't even want to use it right now. I don't want anything to mask that flavor. Ooh. Here it comes. Here it comes. The heater. The Sandlot, remember? Whoops. Mm. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And that's it for me. Time to go get some seconds. Can't wait for you to give these a try. To make the buttermilk ranch, it is super simple. All you need to do is get your 1 cup of mayo, put it in your blender or your bowl, whatever you want to use to mix it up. 1 cup of buttermilk, and now your 1 pack of dressing mix. Okay, again, I'm gonna put this into the refrigerator and let it thicken until I'm ready to use it. I hope you learned something new today that you didn't know yesterday. Please check out my recipes playlist for more party food ideas. And don't forget to share. Enjoy! Toodles! This has been Mama Bear with a Daily Dash of Life. And as always, don't forget to spice up yours. May God bless you. Thanks for watching. To subscribe, click my watermark and click any video icon for more videos or to start a playlist. Check out bonus footage at Instagram and Twitter at A Daily Dash of Life. Toodles!